how to speak English fluently, properly, and confidently. This is the goal of every English learner. But the problem is, what is the best way? What is the best terminology? What are the best tips and tricks in order to implement so that you can be confident, so that you can be fluent in English? This is the problem of every English learner. So don't worry, because there are thousands and tons of ideas in our mind that are running in our mind. But the problem is how to convey those ideas, how to convey all those pieces of information to the listener. So I have devised a rule, a formula, and the name of formula is SRCS formula. SRCS formula. By applying this formula, you can be confident, you can be proper, you can be a fluent English speaker. So let me explain how this formula works and what does these letters stand for. Just follow the steps which I am recommending you, and you will see that your conversation is logical, your conversation is fluent in a proper and confident way, and the listener will pay attention to what you are saying, because what you are doing, you are applying this formula. So without any further ado, let's jump in the video and let's see what this formula says. If you are interested to speak English fluently, properly, and confidently, stay tuned till the end of the video. So let's begin our lecture today. The first R, the first C, the first S stands for to simplify your idea. Now the very first ingredient, the very first letter that represents to simplify your idea. What you are going to convey to the listener, you should keep in focus that you should simplify your idea. Your idea should not be difficult, your idea should not be complicated one, but it should be a simplified version so that the listener can understand it properly. I will demonstrate it through different kind of examples. Now the second R, the second letter R stands for, now you have simplified your idea. You have simplified and you have uttered and described your idea in the most simple way. The next thing you have to do is to prove your idea. Because without you are proving your idea, the listener will not pay attention to it, and you will not be able to grab the attention of the audience. So this very second thing you have to do is to prove your idea, to solidify your idea, so that the listener can believe. The listener can believe and pay attention to what you are saying. This is the second step. Now coming towards the third step, the third C. The third C stands and means connect your idea, what you are trying to say. Connect your idea with listeners' emotion. With listeners' emotions. The very first thing, you have simplified your idea. The second thing, you have proved your idea. And now third thing is, you have to connect this idea to the listener's emotion. To the listener's emotion. And fourth and the final step you are going to take is S. And this S stands for, you have to share. You have to share an example, a story, an analogy, or a metaphor in order to prove your idea. If these are the ingredient in your speech or in your conversation, in your opinion or in your information, and you will see that your conversation will be fluent, your conversation will be proper and confident, and you will grab the attention of the whole audience. So let's elaborate what each of these ingredient or letter says with bundle of examples. The first letter S stands for to simplify your idea. Now what are the steps to simplify your idea, to make your idea as simple as possible so that the listener can easily understand? It should be clear, concise, and it is easy to understand for the listener. So how to make it easy to understand? The very first step is simplify your idea. You need to make it as simple as possible. Illustrate, describe your idea in the most simple way, in the most simple words, so the listener can understand it easily. The second step is break your idea down until you get the core of idea. This is very important. Now you have to break down, you have to group your idea into small pieces. Describe every piece so that you can get the core, the center of idea. It means that you should clearly state your idea, you should break down your idea, you should make your idea into pieces so that you can get the essence, that this is the meaning of your idea. This is the second goal. And now comes toward the third. Come up with simple and impactful sentence or statement. Now, you have to come with one simple statement that describes your idea. And it should be impactful. It should be so powerful that listener can understand it easily. And it has a powerful impact, powerful effect on the mind of the listener. So let's look at one example and let's demonstrate how to simplify your idea and how to get the core, the essence of your idea, and how to have a powerful effect on the mind of the listener. So the example is actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Now if you want to communicate this idea, now what is the meaning of this? You have to describe it in simple words. Actions speak louder than words. By this, you can say that, by this I mean what you are doing is more powerful than what you say. Because the actions you perform in your daily life illustrate your character, demonstrate your character, show the reality of your character instead of the words. Because the people around you always look up to your words, always look up to your actions. If a person says that truth is most powerful thing in the world, we should speak truth. Truth is the most honest quality of the word, but he speaks lie. But in his actual reality, in his actual life, what he is saying? He is lying. So people will not look at the words of that person. People will look at his actions, what he is performing. Is he speaking truth? Or is he speaking lie? Telling a lie. So it means that in this way you have to simplify, you have to demonstrate what is the meaning of your words. And at first step, what you have done, you have a powerful effect on the listener. Now comes toward the second step and what we have to follow and what are our goals. In the first step of this formula, as the second step, the second letter stands for to prove. Now you have simplified your idea in the simple words. The next thing you have to do is to prove your idea so that it should be clear, it should be valid, it should be believable, so that the listener can believe that it is a valid idea, it is a true idea, it is a clear idea. Now you have to provide the reasons for your idea. You have to provide the reasons for your idea so that the listener can believe in the validity of your idea. Now how can you do that? So let's say our idea is fashion is important to everyone. This is our idea. Let's say our idea is fashion is important to everyone. Now how can you prove that? You can demonstrate that fashion is important not only to the men. You can talk about ladies' fashion, and even you can talk about the babies' fashion, the craze for fashion, and how people are running towards fashion. You can illustrate different kind of examples and the brands and the companies And the commercials, the advertisements, you can give quote example of all those fashion examples, and how people are changing their trends. In the past, people can use one dress for many ceremonies, for many functions, but now people are running towards different kind of dresses. They are paying more attention towards changing their dresses and every event. So in this way, you can illustrate your idea by quoting examples, by giving reasons why fashion is important to everyone. Now, what is the goal? Why this step is important? Why this step is important where you have to prove your idea? Why it is important? It is important because you are supporting your idea to prove. You are supporting your idea with extra information. And it is necessary because you are touching the reason, the logic of the listener. You are convincing the listener's brain. And in order to convince the brain of the listener, you have to give the reasons. You have to provide the proofs. The second goal is that it helps to give clarity to your idea. And when you quote different kind of examples, when you quote different kinds of illustrations, it gives clarity. Now your idea is not vague. Your idea is now valid, true, clear, easy to understand. And the now third goal is it helps to round your idea, to complete your idea, to finish your idea. This is the goal of step 2. Now we are moving towards step 3. C, connect your idea with the emotion of listener. Why it is important and what are the goals of that point. How to speak English fluently, properly and confidently. The third ingredient which you require is C, to connect your idea with listener's emotions. Because when you attach it to listener's emotions, he will pay attention to your idea more. He will think about your idea in a more deep manner. Now what are the emotions? For example, you are this listener and you are going to talk about maybe of exams, maybe of shopping and nature. Now what kind of emotions will erupt? If you haven't prepared well for your test, if you are not prepared well for your test, you will be worried. You will be worried. You will be in the state of anxiety and little bit depression will be surrounding your head. And if you go for shopping and the prices of items are little bit higher, then what will be your response? You will be shocked. Oh, how much prices are these? So you are addressing to the emotions of the listener. And if you are talking about nature, what kind of effect the nature has on the mind of everyone? It is the effect of calmness. It is the effect of relaxation. You feel peaceful, you feel calm, and you feel relaxed. So at this point, you are addressing to the emotions of the listener. And this is the key to have a powerful effect on the mind of the listener. Now, what are the goals of this step? This step is very important because when you address to the emotions of the listener, when you connect with listeners' emotions, you have a more powerful effect. The number 1 goal of this step is that it will help in listener's brain and he will care about it. And number 2 step is when someone cares about something, he will think about it in a more detailed manner. He will think about the validity of your idea. He will think about the clarity of your idea. He will think about the believeness of your idea, that how it is valid, how it is clear. He will think about the logics. He will think about the reasons of your idea. And in the result, what will happen? He will give more attention. He will pay more attention. He will be more focused on what you are saying, and you are successfully speaking to an audience and you are successfully grabbing the attention of the audience, which is the key of your conversation. Whether you are going to be a fluent, whether you are going to be a successful speaker or not, it depends upon how much attach or how much the listener's attachment or listener's care you have grabbed. Now, number third step is that when you talk about emotions, you are answering the why question in the mind of the listener. You are not simply involving the emotions, you are rather catching the attention of the brain of the listener. And it's very important when you have caught the listener's brain's attention, he will pay more attention and there will be more validity in your idea, and you will be more confident, you will be more fluent, you will be more proper in conveying your idea, and your speaking style will dramatically change. Now comes toward the fourth and the final step, and at the end of this video we will summarize how this formula is important for you. Now the final step of this formula is S. S stands for share. Share with your examples, with a story, with an analogy, with a metaphor. You have to give validity of your idea with story, with an analogy, or with a metaphor. Why? Because you have a wide range of experiencing which are in your mind. Maybe you want to talk about recent movie which you have watched. Maybe you want to talk about travel to somewhere special. Maybe you want to talk about a trip. Maybe you want to talk about a vacation or a celebration. Whether it is a birthday celebration or a wedding celebration. Whether you want to talk about office life, how it looks like to work in an office, what kind of achievements, what a kind of advantages and what kind of disadvantages are attached with office life. These are wide range of experiences, and you want to talk about all these experiences or one of these experiences. Now what you have to do, you have to share a story of your own. Why it is important? Why giving examples are important? Why giving a story or illustrating a story or describing a story is important to your idea? Why? Because when you describe your own story, listener will believe that it is real story. It is real story. It is not a fake story. It will give validity of realness, reality of your story, of your idea. Now the second very important thing is that the person will not only listen, he will imagine. You now, you are watching and you are paying attention. Why? Because you are having your brain involved in the conversation, you are having emotions involved in the conversation. Now I have grabbed the attention of your imagination. I have stirred your imagination. I have reached your imagination. Now all the three steps, your brain, your emotions, your imaginations are involved in the discussion. And if you can successfully attach these three things, the brain, the emotions, the imagination of the listener to your talk, to your conversation, it means that you are a successful English speaker. You are a successful speaker. You can talk to anyone in a successful way, in a confident way, because you are having all the qualities of a speaker. So let me know in the comment section, how would you find this content? And whether you are relating to the listener's brain, whether you are grabbing the attention of the emotions of the listener or imagination of the listener, and how these points can assist you and help you in speaking in a confident and fluent way. Let me know in the comment section, and if you like the video, kindly share and subscribe it and hit that bell icon, because it motivates me to make more videos. For such informative videos, keep visiting, keep watching Gul Knowledge Hub. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.